Okay, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. We're we're teaching a lifelong vitality class with you guys tonight. And my name is Amy Glenn, by the way, and I'm excited to be here with you. I'm doing this with Kylene Lessig. And so whoever invited you, we're connected through each other. And so this is Team Tikva and Drop It community. Anyway, we're all on the same team and we work together, and it's so much fun to partner with Kylene and all of you. So I'm really grateful that you're here tonight. So the class that we have for you is on dōTERRA's supplements line. It's their #1 selling product, believe it or not, even though they're the largest essential oil company in the world. And their #1 selling product is their lifelong vitality supplements. And I'm really excited to teach this with you tonight. It actually has some special meaning for me because the first class that I ever attended, the first dōTERRA class I attended, was not an oils class. It was actually on lifelong vitality. And next month, it will be 12 years exactly that I heard this class for the first time. And I was really lucky because back in the early days, when dōTERRA was just kind of getting started, we were so lucky to have some of the owners travel and teach classes in different areas around the country and around the world. And this class was taught by Dr. Hill, our chief medical officer. And it was just amazing to be able for that to be my first experience. So I feel really grateful for that. So before we jump in, I just want to do a quick disclaimer and just be really clear here that you know that we don't claim to cure disease or replace medication. We are here to educate you on options that really help to support your body naturally. So that's our intention here tonight. We're not claiming to prevent or cure disease. Really, we're just talking about lifestyle choices here and natural solutions that can really help support your body. So your body is set up to do what it's designed to do, what it does best. So there we go. All right. My name's Amy Glenn, and I just want to tell you a really quick version of how I got into dōTERRA. So when I was first introduced by my brother 12 years ago, I was living in San Francisco at the time, and I had been recovering from some car accident injuries for actually a few years. And if any of you have ever, been in a similar situation, you know what that looks like. It's different for everybody, but it's not fun. And I for years had gone to all the treatment that you would do in that situation. I went through physical therapy. I went to the chiropractor. I went to acupuncture and massage therapy, and you name it, I did it, and spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And I was still in daily discomfort. Let's just put it that way. Very uncomfortable and not feeling great. But I was also just kind of putting up with it. If any of you have been kind of like in a long-term situation like that, I don't know, I wasn't, for me personally, I was just kind of surrendering to it and kind of going, well, I guess this is just my new normal. I guess I just have to kind of live with this. And when my brother first introduced me to oils, I didn't know what I didn't know. And at the time, I just kind of like shrugged it off, like, oh, they smell nice or whatever. It didn't really connect to me that they could actually do something to help me with my personal situation. And when I went to this class and learned from Dr. Hill about nutrition and what my body was actually missing and what I could do for this specific situation, when I finally understood and connected to the dots to what I needed to do, it made all the difference in the world. And it was just a few weeks into implementing lifelong vitality in my life that all of a sudden that discomfort that I was feeling daily started to lift. And it was life-changing. If any of you have been in that situation, you know what it's like to realize that it's not there anymore, and realize it's starting to go away, and you realize what it feels like to be free of that and to feel yourself again. It's just really life-changing. So that's really that was the biggest pivotal moment for me, I guess you could say, in getting started in dōTERRA. And here I am. I can't help but share this with other people because I've seen how this has helped so many other people just as a result of me kind of, taking a gamble and trying this out. So there it is. I'm going to share more, but that's just kind of my brief story there. Now, before we dive into our actual class, Kylene and I want to do just a quick little giveaway here. So we're giving away a bottle of MetaPower, and Kylene is going to select a special winner from all of you at the end of the class. But right now, well, I'll just tell you really quickly about MetaPower. How about that? So this is what used to be called Slim and Sassy, although the essential oils in this blend have been changed up just a little bit after some research. And what it really helps, this essential oil helps most with, is managing your glucose levels, your blood sugar levels. So, and it really helps with addictions, sugar cravings. It helps to, I guess, monitor your appetite, but especially your blood sugar levels. So it's great. It also helps reduce fat cell maturation, which is also an added bonus. So we're going to pick someone at the end of the class, but what you need to do to be able to be entered is to text the person, if you wouldn't mind just taking a quick moment to text the person who invited you to this class, your top health concern. Okay, maybe it's your reason for being here, but we'd love to hear your top health concern and what that looks like for you. And then once you've done that, if you can just type in the chat box, done, that's your entry. Okay. So I'll give you a quick second to do that. All right, and Kylene's going to pick that and then announce it later. So I'm just going to keep going, you guys, because we have a lot to cover tonight. I want to say my intention tonight is I love this class, and I have to say sometimes I get lost in the details because I actually really love all of the details. I love the research behind this supplement line, and it's been they've worked on this for a while, and anyway, it's really easy for me to just like dive down the rabbit hole, but I don't want to go into too much detail. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview because I want to leave time at the end for you to hear from some people's real life experiences. And I feel like I can give you all the science and the data and why you need this and why and how it works and everything. And I will touch on a lot of that, but I really feel like you need to hear what people have actually experienced doing this and using lifelong vitality. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is measuring our wellness and what that looks like right now. We live in an interesting time where I think we have a lot of information coming at us, and it's really wonderful because we have access to so much information, but sometimes like anything else, we can come across conflicting information. It can get really confusing. But one thing that's sure is that our health and our wellness is something that we talk about often, and it's important to all of us. I think otherwise you wouldn't be here. Some of the obstacles that impede our wellness and our longevity in our modern society: high stress levels, lack of exercise, lack of quality sleep, nutrition deficiencies caused by diet, and exposure to toxins. This is just a short list. I'm sure there's a lot more. We live in a society that I think, should I say glamorizes, or I don't know. We really, we praise, I guess you could say, busyness. And I think that that's not a good thing necessarily. I think that there's time for rest and creating more time for rest, but also just those everyday little things that we might not think are a big deal contribute so much to our health, more so than we probably think that they do. Just like getting sleep, drinking enough water, and eating the right things. And I think we all know that. but that's really, really important. Our top three killers are definitely affected by these three things. We know that. We know there's a direct impact with diabetes, heart disease, and cancer with all of these things. So that's really important to have that awareness and where we fall into those, you know, how that shows up in our own personal lives. So this is kind of alarming, but 9 out of the 10 most impactful risk factors are rooted in poor nutrition. So you've probably heard before, you are what you eat. So, but there's a meme that's floating around. It's like, you are what you eat. So don't be fast, cheap, and easy or something like that. I'm probably butchering it, but you get the idea. So I think, you know, you look at this slide and it's a little bit alarming. We want to eat close to the vine. We want to eat real food, not fried food and processed food. And I think it's really important to recognize how that shows up for us. Oh gosh, I have a lot of statistics. I'm just trying to think of what the most important things are to tell you. So here are just a few interesting things. Unhealthy eating and physical inactivity are leading causes of death in the US. Unhealthy diet contributes to approximately 678,000 deaths each year in the United States. So that's due to nutrition. We're just talking about nutrition and obesity-related diseases. So that goes back to, again, the three top killers, which heart disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. So, you know, why are people around us so sick? You have to kind of wonder, you know, how this contributes to all of that. Oops, see if this slide will go. Okay, so you guys have probably seen this before, and if you guys are new to dōTERRA, this is what we call a wellness pyramid or platform. You guys have probably seen the health departments, right? They have their food chart and everything, and there's a lot of conflicting data about that. Over the years, it's changed quite a bit, and a lot of it has to do with, you know, the way people make money. But anyway, I really like this as a platform to base your life on, because really at the bottom of this platform, the foundational piece right here is our nutrition. We know it is. It's our nutrition, it's our digestion. And then above that, we have our movement and our metabolism. Are we getting our steps in? Are we moving ourselves, you know, to exercise 20 to 30 minutes a day or whatever that looks like, or even more than that, you know, building muscle, because we lose muscle. We lose muscle every year after we're 21, right? Making sure that we're getting enough rest and learning how to manage the stress in our lives, which really looks like creating time for rest and peace in between all these transitional moving parts and our responsibilities that we have. Reducing our toxicity, you know, and what that looks like, informed self-care. And of course, the very top, it would be our proactive medical care when we need it. So this right here is just a little snapshot of nutritional deficiencies. Here's the source down here if you want to check that out. But this is the percentage of dietary intakes below recommended in adults 19 years and older. So buckle up. Vitamin D deficiency is 95%. Vitamin E, 94% deficiency. Magnesium, 61%. Vitamin A, 57%. Calcium, 49%. Vitamin C, 43%. This is crazy. We can do a lot better, right? We have MS in our family, and we know that MS is directly linked to vitamin D deficiency, and we also know that other autoimmune diseases are also related to that as well. So, you know, being aware of back to those lifestyle choices that we had in that previous slide, and of course our food intake, of course, obviously is going to be directly correlate to that as well. But that's really, really important. So what happens when our daily nutrient requirements aren't met? Well, if we have existing conditions, obviously those aren't going to get better. We can have unpleasant problems, including weak bones, cardiovascular problems, and the list goes on and on. You guys get the idea. I don't have to paint the picture. Um, we have hormone imbalance, and of course, our metabolism can be impacted as well. And our metabolism is directly related to or correlated to our ability to fight disease and get rid of toxins in our body. So that's also very alarming. Um, this is a quote from the New York Times, breeding the nutrition out of our food. This is back from 2013, so 10 years ago almost. The loss of these beneficial nutrients did not begin 50 or 100 years ago, as we may assume. Unwittingly, we have been stripping phytonutrients from our diet since we stopped foraging for wild plants some 10,000 years ago and became farmers. So really interesting how just this isn't something that just happened overnight, but just even I grew up on a farm and hobby farm, and we did plant, and my parents still do, plant a pretty good sized garden every year and do all of those things. And even when we are doing that on our own, we're still not getting the phytonutrients that we did, centuries ago. So that's really important to understand. So enter lifelong vitality. Supplementation is really, really important because you probably are already connecting the dots. We're not getting the nutrients that we need in our food sources, unfortunately. It's just not there. So, like I said, this has changed my life in a really big way. And we're just going to kind of dive in a little bit and talk about each of these three. Now, I want to say that these three are actually meant to go together. And to highlight them really quickly, we have our vitamins and minerals, the VMZ, the Alpha CRS Plus, our cellular vitality complex, and then our Z omega, which is our fatty acids or our omegas. Okay. And we're going to just take a look at each of these, what they do together. The way that I describe it, just like if I have to describe it really quickly so people have an idea, is I feel like they give me more energy, less pain, and better emotions. And one of the things that I like about doTERRA, well, they're well researched, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to go into it, a deep dive into it, but they do guarantee this product. So that's something that you might want to know right off the bat. So if you don't feel better, if you don't like them for any reason, you can actually get a refund. And I love that about this product. You can even use up the whole entire, you can use all of them for the whole month and go back and even get a refund if there's some reason that you don't like them. I haven't actually personally had a customer who didn't like them, but you can do that. So that's just a little heads up. So yeah, they're really great at addressing that discomfort, giving you more energy. It also really helps with mental, emotional health. I notice, just like anything else, I mean, as much as I love this and the positive experiences that I've had in my life that I can't deny, I still sometimes fall out of habit of the things that are good for me. For instance, over the holidays, like I was doing so great about not eating sugar and I was exercising every day. And then we just had lots of moving parts, whether it was company coming or going or me going to visit people. And I just kind of fell out of habit of some things. And I have fallen out of habit before, of lifelong vitality for like a week or so. And I'm like, why am I feeling so off? Why am I feeling down? Or what's wrong with me? Or why am I so cranky? Or why do my muscles hurt? And then I realize, shoot, I haven't been taking them. So it really makes a difference when you're taking them consistently. And then I was going to say it makes an even bigger difference when you're not and you realize what you were missing. At least that's been my personal experience. Some reasons why they're different than other I guess supplements out there, because there are lots of brands to choose from, obviously. And we're going to get into some of the details of those, but most of it to me comes down to quality. It comes down to being able to actually absorb what you're getting. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into this. Oops. Oh, here we go. I didn't realize I had these cool pop-ups here. So here we go. So Z omega, I mentioned this already, but we'll just do it again. So that's your fatty acids. Okay. And it's also your carotenoid blend. So that's going to be your heart health, right? Um, your CPTG essential oils are also in the omega, not in the others, but they are in the omega. Your vitamins and minerals, the VMZ has your essential vitamins, it has your essential minerals. Your alpha CRS is the cellular longevity blend and cellular energy blend. And this one, well, I love all three, so I'm not going to say that I have a favorite, but this one has a special place, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is an important place to just kind of pause on really quickly. And back just a moment ago, I was talking about absorption, and we could go into details about absorption rates. I'm not going to do that, but if you just to know, you know, before I was using doTERRA's lifelong vitality supplements, I was using just kind of some random stuff like Costco and and other stuff. And I started to research that after, you know, I took Dr. Hill's class and learned about doTERRA's lifelong vitality. And I realized everything that I was taking before, I was really just flushing down the toilet. I wasn't absorbing it because I really didn't know what I was taking, unfortunately. And this is the doTERRA difference. When it comes to, well, everything that they do, they want it to be quality. They want to do the best for everything. And the same holds true for their lifelong vitality supplements. So they have their supplements. We talked about how absorption is the key to be able to support the body, right? So these two processes here, we have chelated and full spectrum. The reason why we have a slide for this is just to show so that you understand how bioavailability plays into understanding the absorption and nutrition in this. Because the thing is you can take a supplement, but if your body isn't absorbing it, it's doing you absolutely no good. So chelated is when you have inorganic minerals that are bound to organic compounds, and full spectrum is when you have not single concentrations substances provided in their entirety, so natural ratios aren't affected. So doTERRA's actually have both chelated and full spectrum in their supplements, giving you benefits of both. All right, glycoprotein matrix. So this is, well, I'll just read it. It's a patented process involving introducing vitamins and minerals to a yeast-based protein matrix so that they're better recognized as food in the digestive process. So I don't understand this lengthy, but basically what you need to know for this is how your body is able to absorb it and recognize it as food. Okay. So like they have this picture of broccoli, right? So that's your nutrient. And then they have it bound in a yeast to make this protein matrix for you so that your body can recognize it and absorb it. So they're also obviously clinical supported benefits. So we're just going to go over this list real quick. Cellular longevity, your lifespan. We hear a lot. There's actually a great book called Lifespan. You should read it. It's great. Put it on your list or on your Audible. Great book. But we have a lot of discussion about this right now in the health spectrum is cellular longevity. Cellular inflammatory response. So we're talking about inflammation here, cellular energy and your metabolism, powerful DNA protection, network antioxidant defense, immune system support, stress management, cardiovascular health, bone and joint health, brain cognitive health, digestive health, and there's a lot more, but these are just kind of like the top supported benefits. And while I'm right here, I'd like to just kind of mention that doTERRA did a clinical trial, the research team of scientists, and they published this clinical trial on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, testing its potential health benefits. In the trial, they had their subjects were recruited to take Lifelong Vitality Pack for 2 months while continuing with their normal diet and exercise. So nothing else changed, okay? A blood sample was taken from each of the subjects, and a survey was administered both before and after the 2-month supplementation. After the 2 months, health biomarkers showed that the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack supplements had positive effects on their biochemical indicators for cardiovascular health, for antioxidant status, and for blood glucose regulation. That was just 2 months. That's only 8 weeks. It's not very long. The subjects reported greater mental clarity, greater energy, motivation, control, balance, happiness, along with increases in several subjective measures of health improvement. And that was just for 2 months. So, so it's really cool. Here's just kind of an overall price comparison of what it would cost to take these ingredients and then go and buy them at, like at the grocery store or eating certain foods or whatever to be able to get the benefits of the amounts that we have in Lifelong Vitality. And it's crazy. And of course, we would never eat this much food either, because I mean, the calorie intake would be crazy, but this is what we need. And it's pretty funny. So you can just read this if you want, but here's an example. Here's EPA. We know how important EPA is for us. In Lifelong Vitality, we have 300 milligrams. Well, in order to get 300 milligrams of EPA, you'd have to eat 125 ounces of canned tuna. Isn't that crazy? Of course, this is their 30-day supplements. So we're talking about over 30 days, but still that's a lot, right? DHA, the amount of per serving would be 300 milligrams. That would be 35 ounces of canned tuna. So you get the idea, like the amount of food that you'd have to take in order to be able to get these amounts is pretty crazy. And it would cost roughly $1,345, and probably more than that because food's higher right now. Especially if there are eggs in there. Anyway, and I see some eggs. So I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. Okay. Oh yeah. And here we go. And Lifelong Vitality is $80.50 from the US warehouse currently. All right, so we're just gonna highlight each of these real quick. And oh shoot, it's already 7:30. Okay, I'm gonna try to not talk so much. So the first one, alpha CRS. Now this is the one I was telling you is, actually I should back up for just a second and just say, one of the things that I found really cool about Lifelong Vitality is the story behind the person one of the people who helped with the formulations, Rob Young. Now, Rob Young helped to formulate supplements for several different companies prior to dōTERRA. And one of the things that he told dōTERRA about his experiences is they always held him back in terms of what they would allow him for budget and ingredients and what they would allow him to put inside of their supplements. So he never felt like any of the supplements really fulfilled what they could, right? Their potential. And so his deal, when dōTERRA approached him and asked if he would formulate their supplements, he said, I will on one condition. And that condition is that you don't limit me. I'm allowed to put in everything that I feel needs to be in these supplements in order for people to really get the health benefits. And they agreed. And so one of the things that's a huge standout for me is alpha CRS. So alpha is the word, it comes from the word, it means first. CRS is an acronym for cellular renewal system, and the plus is just reflective of the added emphasis of the improvements that come from the original. So so alpha CRS, the purpose behind alpha CRS is to help provide the body with antioxidants. Okay. And it also helps for vitality, for improved energy levels, and for DNA protection. So it helps our body fight free radicals, which we know we're faced with every single day on a daily basis. And with everything that the air that we breathe sometimes and food and everything, there are a lot of, we're exposed to a lot of free radicals. So alpha CRS really helps us with that. All right. Okay, let's keep going because I want you guys to hear some of these stories. This is just a quick shot, a glimpse of the ingredients. So we have Boswellia serrata. We have, I don't know if I'm even saying this right, bisalin, milk thistle, resveratrol. Resveratrol is, every now and then you hear people in the health industry talk about how wine is, quote, good for you. And the truth of the matter is, it's the resveratrol in grapes and in wine that is actually a good health component. But the thing is that in order to actually get the the benefits that you'd need, you'd actually damage your liver. If you were actually drinking enough wine to actually get the amounts of resveratrol you'd need, you'd damage your liver. So that was one of the things that I learned in the class from Dr. Hill 12 years ago. So we have resveratrol here. We have green tea leaf, pomegranate, pineapple, turmeric, grape seed, sesame seed, and pine bark. So that's what those ingredients look like. Some of the benefits. So it helps, like I said before, healthy cellular function. So protecting your cells and helping them do what they were designed to do, if that makes sense. It promotes cellular energy by promoting your healthy mitochondria. It supports healthy cellular immune function, and of course, mental clarity and brain function as well. So next we have our Z omega, and that is our fatty acids. So the X stands for, oh, I don't know if I can say this, astaxanthin. Astaxanthin. It's a standardized extract of microalgae that's used in our Z omega formula. The EO stands for essential oils, of course. We have essential oils that are infused in this supplement. This is the only one of the trio that has essential oils in it. And then the mega represents the omega benefits provided by your omegas, your fatty acids. All right. So here is a quick glimpse. So here, the purpose behind it is just to provide the body with essential fatty acids to be able to function in a healthy way. You're probably familiar, but we as a society, I think in general, we get way too many omega-6s. It's really easy to get our 6s, but it's not as easy to get our 3s. And so the Z omega is reflective of that and really helps us to be able to get the 3s that we need. So here's a snapshot of what's inside of the Z omega. We have vitamin D and vitamin E, which we need. We have our marine and plant omega blend. We have our our carotenoids. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We have clove essential oil, frankincense essential oil, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, and German chamomile. Yeah, and when we talk about antioxidants, clove is the #1 antioxidant. I don't know if you know this, but I found this really interesting. We used to teach this in our intro classes, but it's really great at fighting free radicals. It has over 10,000 or a million, sorry, IUs as clove essential oil. So it's really great. All right, we're going to keep going here. So patients with high levels of omega fatty acids in the blood have a slowing of biological aging. So you probably heard this a lot too in the health spectrum, I guess, is a lot of people are talking about this right now, is our biological age. You know, we can actually slow down the aging process. And one of the best ways to do that is to make sure that we are getting our fatty acids. So this is just a quick look at dōTERRA's omegas. So they're ultra filtered fish oils. They're top quality oils from fishing waters near Peru. They've been tested for over 250 contaminants, and they're certified sustainable. So they're friendly to the sea. Let's see what else. Okay, so these are the other ingredients within them. So what you really need to know about these is that these are really great for each of these shows how they help with your cardiovascular system. So they're all heart healthy. They're all really great for supporting your brain. So we know that essential oils, especially things like frankincense and the ones that are high in sesquiterpenes, can actually pass the blood-brain barrier and support your brain tissue, which is really wonderful. So it can help you reduce the risk of eye disease. It can enhance your vision. It can help, again, promote your heart. We know that it can help with strengthening your muscles and endurance. And yeah, again, helps to support your vision and your eyes, supports your immune function, reduces oxidative stress. So yeah, it helps. Oh, this one is really great. It may reduce neuropathic pain. So if you know anyone who's struggling with neuropathy, this is going to be a really huge asset for them. This is one of the symptoms that I had post car accident. And I know just a few weeks into taking this consistently, this is one of the first things that went away for me was that neuropathy, which was life changing. Also, that brain fog, we're able to have more focused attention, better cognitive function, right? Reduced inflammation, we talked about of your vision, helps to protect tissue from sunlight damage and reinforces bone architecture. So you can see there are many, many, many benefits here. And here's just another quick look at it. These are the systems in the body that it helps to support. So brain development, immune function, heart and circulatory health, joint health, muscle activity, and cellular growth. So really, really amazing. And the focus here is a wide range of your omega-3s. There are 6s too, but really it's mostly 3s that are the focus. And of course, the extra vitamin D and E. And there's also a vegan version in case that's something that you need to do, having a vegan version. So that's really good to know. So Microplex VMZ. Microplex stands for your micronutrient and complex. VM stands for vitamins and minerals. And the Z represents your improvements made to the original lineup that they started out with. So why would you want to take the Microplex VMZ? Well, it helps to provide our essential vitamins and minerals in order to keep our body supported and functioning and giving it the ability to do what it does best. So offers vitamins and minerals that we might not be getting in our diet, or we might be deficient in our diet. The Microplex VMZ ingredients also have peppermint, ginger and caraway, tummy tamer botanical blend. And that is just, again, to help it be able to digest better and absorb better. So that's an added benefit, I think. Oh yeah, and important to know that the whole food ingredients are absorbable. I mean, again, we just keep saying that, but it makes a really huge difference in how your body is receiving it. So there are also enzymes in there to help in the digestive process. So again, that's absorbed. So here are just some, not all, but some of the many benefits of having of taking VMZ. It's going to help your digestive health, your immune, your bone health, your cellular and metabolic health. So it contains 22 essential vitamins and minerals. Helps to fight free radicals. Again, it's an antioxidant with your vitamins A, C, and E. It supports healthy metabolism and cellular energy. We also have some extra vitamin D, calcium, magnesium for bone health. I also take all the other doTERRA supplements as well. I'm not going to, I'm going to stay focused on the Life on Vitality, but I do really love the bone nutrient, by the way. For extra D, I in my family, we do extra D every day, and the magnesium and calcium too. It also supports healthy immune function, healthy digestion, and includes a patent glycoprotein matrix for enhanced bioavailability. Again, all that really means is this is allowing your body to receive it and to be able to process it and have a really high off the charts absorption rate, which is why it works. One of the reasons why it works so well. And there's also a vegan version of the Microplex VMZ. So, incorporating lifelong vitality into your daily life. If we were to look at this back to this health and wellness platform, really this falls into the nutrition and digestion. This is foundational health. This is the healthy lifestyle choices that have the biggest impact on our health and is so easy to do. So with that, I want to turn the time over to some people that I invited to share some of their experiences with you, because I think this is really important, probably the most important part of the class. So I want to see, is Megan Cannon on right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Megan. All right, I want to turn the time over to you.
Hello. your faces.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Um, so hi, I'm Megan, if I haven't met you before. And yeah, it's fun to be here. I'm 1 month and 2 days post joint fusion surgery, and I have a lot of surgeries. And so I'm happy that Amy invited me to come share because my body is really good at healing. And I had 7 surgeries in under 3 years, and 4 of them were in under 5 months. And so I've had a lot of healing to do from all these surgeries, and especially in that 5 month time frame where it was just I was, I was recovering from my first joint fusion when I had the other three. And consistently, my surgeons have all been shocked at how quickly my skin heals. And so, I go in for my first post-op check and they check my incision and they're always like, "Oh my gosh, your skin has healed up so well." And I'm always like, "Oh, I'm so not shocked." Because of these magic tools that we have, right? And so, of course, I always put helichrysum, I always put Correct-X on my incisions, and they look beautiful, and it's awesome. And also, my post-op results have been stellar every single time, and certainly a lot of that has to do with I am very picky about my surgeons. I don't just go with whoever my primary care wants to refer me to. I do my own research, I do my own asking around. So having the right surgeon is, of course, really important too. But the magic of lifelong vitality is that when you give your body the proper tools, it knows how to heal itself. And the Vitality Pack is the best nutritional tools that I have come across. And like Amy was saying, she takes all the other supplements too. I do too, of course, especially when you're healing from bone things and you can't take um, the kind of medications that you would typically reach for, like Aleve or Advil. You can't take anything like that because it slows down the healing process. Well, all of these wonderful ingredients in the Vitality Pack that modulate a healthy inflammatory response, they don't shut it off, they make it a healthy level. And so when you're keeping that inflammatory response healthy, you also have a healthier, wink, pain response.
Yeah.
So I have seen it do amazing things for people who are experiencing discomfort, who would like, I'm going to bring up my FDA complaint language here, who want to experience ease of movement, shall we say.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's my dog coming in to help with the
To comfort you.
um, very consistently, I've had people report that they have more energy with the Vitality Pack as well, and huge support in their mood. So people that suffer from more sad feelings than they would prefer, or more anxious feelings than they would prefer, very often find great help in the Vitality Pack. And that's without anything else like adding in adaptive capsules or anything like that. Now, before I tell you this next story, I have to say I'm not advocating that you eat ramen noodles every day for a month, but I do have one teammate that told me if it came down to it financially, she would eat ramen for a month before she would go without her Vitality Pack, because she knows that big of a difference in how she feels in her mood and energy wise and everything else. So again, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And if you have experience with the Vitality Pack, you might have similar sentiments to share where you just cannot imagine your life without it. And that certainly has been my experience. And anytime I have in my doTERRA journey found somebody that was able to supply their body with the tools, and then their body found that it no longer had need of pharmaceutical tools, shall we say, the Vitality Pack is the one consistent thing. It's always, I take the Vitality Pack and I use oils XYZ. But the Vitality Pack is the one constant thing for people who have outgrown their other tools, so to speak. So I think that's it.
Okay, gosh, thank you so much, Megan. It's so great to hear from you, and it's so great to see your face.
You're welcome. Yeah, you too, guys.
Yeah, thank you
I gotta
so
go
much.
get back on my ice pack.
Okay, that's great.
I'll see you guys
Um,
later.
okay. All right. Jody, would you like to share? Let's see.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go. Awesome.
I love Megan. She has been an inspiration to me through my own journey with surgery. So I began when I was doing chemo, coming out of cancer care. So nutritionally, I was definitely affected. And we bought the first kit that included vitamins and we split them, my husband and I. And we noticed a difference in our health with that. And it was the first time in my life I had taken vitamins, and you notice when you went to the bathroom, you weren't smelling the vitamins that you had just taken, that and nauseous, the nausea that the other vitamins gave me. So that was really different because my primary care had given me a bunch of stuff, and she did try to do like more of the extra supplements. And I was able to remove all these different bottles with the 3 that came in the pack. But I did notice when I started doTERRA, I wanted like support for my pain, and I was using oils in deep blue. But the more I took the vitamins, the less oils I needed. And they were more for what I needed, something that spiked rather than. I've learned a lot of different things over the years, but the vitamins are the mainstay. I've had instances where I've ran out, and it actually feels a little scary sometimes, you're like, I know what these do for me,
Yeah.
so split them up a little bit because I want that consistency. And I, like Megan, I had quite a bit of surgery lately and recovery. And I really know it makes the difference of bouncing back emotionally, mentally, and giving the body, like she said, what it needed to be able to do what it needed to do. And I do take other supplements, and they work so well together. I don't have to worry about the rest of the doTERRA supplements because they're made to work together. They complement each other. And I think that the omegas, when I first started taking it, is like, oh my gosh, these are like alien looking. They're like, they have a little, they have a little tracker in them. They look like, but they're just, you knew that they were effective. They didn't smell stale. They didn't like some of the other omegas. So I have really grown to appreciate the value that they put in them. And, but for pain management and, healing, the ability to have my body have what it needs to heal it's just profound. Years and years and years of not having that, and then just knowing. So if I do miss them, it doesn't take as long for my body to come back to the place I was before, where if you've ever had that experience, it's so exciting. It's like, oh, I've fallen in a hole and I can't get out. No, it happens. I was out for a while, and is like day 1, feeling like I had energy was so profound. And
Great.
so, yeah.
That's so great. Thank you so much, Jody. Yeah, I can relate to everything that you're saying about all of this. My experience of just kind of like falling off the bandwagon over the holidays and then stepping back into it, I was like, oh, phew, it didn't take too long to get back.
I want to say,
Yeah.
when we decided to take full doses, though, that was a huge step.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice the difference, but we did notice a benefit when we split the first packs. So I totally advocate for how they're on the bottle, because like when recovering for the things that we recover from, you're only getting half the energy, half of the nutrient, half of everything else.
Yeah.
And it might be a good, but it's not good enough. You don't limp through things like that and recover well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, some is better than none, but really it's intended for full doses. One little tip in case you're new to it. And if you're a person who is maybe just a little bit sensitive, I found, I didn't have any problem just jumping in and taking them, full doses right away. But I've had other people who are sensitive, and it helps to do 1 a day of each for a week, and then 2 a day of each for 2 weeks, and then 3 a day for 3 weeks, and then you're into like full doses after that, if that's you. It's rare that I have somebody like that, but for the people who have been, it's really worked well to just kind of ease in. So just a little tip. Okay, thank you so much, Jody. And I have Sarah. Do you want to share?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
So, my daughter had a traumatic brain injury from a car accident. So at 11, she actually had to learn to walk and talk and think and regulate her emotions and all this stuff. So, one of the things though that's related to the LLV is the olfactory nerve, right? That we talk about all the time in our intros class. Hers was severed, so she couldn't smell anything. Like I gave her rubbing alcohol and water, and she couldn't tell them apart. And so the doctors told us that if it lasted more than 6 months post-injury, that it was going to be permanent. And that 6 months came and it went, and she still couldn't smell anything. And we started giving her the LLV. That's actually how we ended up in dōTERRA in the first place, was I needed more than medical care could give me, right? And so we started with all the dōTERRA stuff. But it took her a little bit to get up to the full dose of the LLV. But when she did, after about 30 days, she was standing in the kitchen and she's like, I can smell something. And she was like right next to the coffee pot. And we're like, you can smell something? What is it? So excited. And she still doesn't smell well, but she can pick up smoke. She can pick up coffee. She can pick up the chlorine of the pool. And it affected her taste too. So she had like nothing tasted good. She felt like she was eating cardboard all the time. And so this last spring, she smelled flowers for the first time in 2.5 years because of this LLV. And definitely it helps her in all of her other recovery too, like her emotions. That's part of her brain injury, is that emotional regulation. But when she's having a hard day, I can look at her and be like, did you take your LLV? And she'll be like, Mom, because she's a teenager. But usually it's because she didn't take it in the morning, and she's like, okay, I'll go take my vitamins. So it obviously changed her life really dramatically and proved the doctors wrong, because now she's getting better. So
that is so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And how old is your daughter?
She is 14 now. She was 11 at the time of the accident. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sarah. That makes me
You are
so happy
welcome.
for her and you. Yeah, that's a really big deal. I'm just going to share one more quick story, and this is on behalf of my mom. So my mom was diagnosed with MS 21 years ago. And she is a strong woman. She has really strong bone density and muscles, and she used to be a personal trainer, and she helped to guide people in nutrition and their exercise routine and all of that for quite a while. But anyway, when she was diagnosed with MS, you can imagine that really turned things upside down in her life. And one of the things that was one of the many things that was crazy for her was that she couldn't absorb the vitamins that she needed, and the vitamins that she was taking before dōTERRA. And so her MS doctor was having her take her vitamins by shot. That was the only way she could get them in her body. Well, when we were introduced to dōTERRA, she brought her vitamins to her doctor. And she said, do you mind if I, give these a try and try not doing the shot? And he said, absolutely, green light, go, see what happens. I mean, don't hope for the best, but don't expect it, is kind of how he treated it. So anyway, she took it, and she started taking it. It was just a few weeks, like her very next visit. I don't even know if it had been a month. But he's like, you're absorbing way more than what we were giving you before. Like, whatever you're doing, you keep with that. That's great. That it's working. And so she didn't have to do her shots anymore. So that was one cool bonus. The other thing that she was telling me about, she's noticed so many different changes. And I know one of the things that she has regular MRIs and has for you know, over 20 years. And one of the things that she's noticed since she started taking Lifelong Vitality regularly is she's had no new lesions on her brain. And that's unheard of for MS. It usually just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so that's been a huge blessing. The other thing that she reminded me of today that I thought was really cool is she has noticed that she hasn't needed a nap since she started taking them. And I know before that she was really tired. Like that's one of the things about MS is that you just get really, really tired and really run down. Her dad had MS, and I just remember he went to bed before any of us grandkids, like 9, maybe 10 o'clock. And he would sleep into like noon every day. Like that was like, he slept in every day. That was just, we had to be quiet and like kind of tiptoe around, you know, when grandpa was asleep. Anyway, she hasn't needed naps, which is a really big deal. So that's kind of her experience. We could keep talking about experiences forever, but I don't want to go too long. I'm just going to finish out. I have a few more slides, and I'm so grateful for what we've heard so far, because I think at least it gives you an idea that we've had so many people in our community with lots of different health challenges, whether it's physical or emotional, mental, and we've seen direct results when nothing else has changed in their lives, and seen huge results with just Lifelong Vitality being the only change. So, you just can't discount that, right? So I wanted to just point you to some resources that we have available for you. Kylene is going to be sending these to you shortly after the class, just so that you know so you can get at this information too, and you can be your own teacher. So there's a class handout for the class that we taught today that follows along with the main points of Lifelong Vitality. I also have this, it's an online, it's a virtual ebook, but not like a PDF ebook, but it's a virtual ebook of Lifelong Vitality testimonials that I think is golden. Again, it's just so nice to hear people's stories. We could go on and on, but at least you can have a look at these in your own time. There's also a Lifelong Vitality ebook that I think is wonderful. And then of course, there's a 30-day challenge that you can do on your own. And I really encourage you, if you haven't started Lifelong Vitality, if you haven't tried it, to give it that 30-day try, because you don't have anything to lose. The thing is that you can get your money back. You can get a refund. So literally there's nothing to lose. All right, so you'll be getting those shortly. And I just want to touch on here the path looking forward. If you are new to doTERRA, you don't have an account, this might be a really great time to get started. The value for what is in Lifelong Vitality, when we're talking about, the food value, we're looking at over $1,300. But if you're looking at comparable supplements, you're going to be spending well over $300, and they're not even going to be absorbing. So, there's just no comparison. Lifelong Vitality, it's no wonder that it's doTERRA's #1 selling product. So that's a comparison. So if you're brand new, what I would like you to do is to get with the person who invited you, and they can help you get started in making some really great suggestions. This right here is called the Healthy Start Kit, and it includes your wholesale membership. And I don't remember the price point for it. Sorry, I don't have it on hand. But what I love about it is it has your Lifelong Vitality, but it also has your digestive enzymes and your probiotics and prebiotics in your PB Assist. And then it gives you a few essential oils and your Deep Blue to get started. I love this kit. A lot of people have gotten started in their doTERRA journey with it and have been really happy about it. So that's a really great suggestion. Another idea is doTERRA actually is really flexible and allows you to create your own kit that you want to do. So you could get Lifelong Vitality, and maybe you want a diffuser, or maybe you want to hand pick some other oils that that speak to you. So as long as you are your beginning order is 150 PV or more, then that wholesale membership is waived. So you don't, it's a free membership. So that's really, really great. So customizable kit is a great way to go. doTERRA has a really great promotion happening right now. And that is that in the month of January, if you get started with a kit of at least 100 or more, and if you set up an order for next month, a loyalty rewards order for February, then in March you get $100 worth of free products, and those are points. So you can you can redeem them for whatever you want. You can pick it out yourself. Not all the oils and points are a lot closer dollar to point. So, so look at that, and then like diffusers and things like that. But oils are all fair game, and a lot of the supplements are too. So it's a really great deal. Again, this is something that, you know, you can talk about with the person who invited you, and they can make really great specific recommendations. But it's a great deal if you want to get started. And when you do, these are just some, not all, but some of the benefits that you get for opening a wholesale account with doTERRA. So obviously you get wholesale pricing when you get a wholesale account. It just means you get 25% off of retail, and that's what we all get. So it's the deepest discount. And you have access to the loyalty rewards program if you want, if you choose to. That's an optional program, buying monthly, but you get rewarded for it. So you get free product points every time you purchase, and it's a really, really great deal. You get a one-on-one wellness overview with the person who invited you. This is really great. You can do it online or in person, depending on, you know, where you guys are, but it's a good time to understand how to use your oils and supplements that you have specifically for your health concerns and your families. So it's really great because you get this personalized wellness plan. It's awesome. You also get VIP access to our continuing education and our courses and our Facebook groups and our community. We have a really great community. I love our community. Everyone is so awesome and so positive and so generous in the experiences that they share and everything that they bring, the energy that they bring to our community. So it's really great. Also, so this is just the loyalty rewards program. Step 2 is, you know, make sure that if you really want to give this a shot and you really want to change your health, that you set this up so that you can take it again. So you can take it next month. So what I love about the loyalty rewards program is not just that you get, you know, all these rewards points and free shipping and things like that, but they actually allow you, if you buy Life on Vitality, to go ahead and get some of these extra things at an additional discount. So that's something that, again, the person who invited you can kind of go into that in a little more detail, but it's an added benefit to be able to pick out 3 additional things at a greatly reduced price below wholesale. So that's really cool. And here is a look at what we're doing next month. Next month, sorry, I can't talk tonight. Next month, we're going to be talking about glucose. We're going to be talking about our blood sugar and managing our metabolism and what that looks like. I'm really excited to talk about MetaPower. It's going to be great. So we have me and Kylene, we have these 3 classes really meant to kind of go together. So obviously tonight was Life on Vitality. We're going to be talking about your metabolism, a metabolic makeover next month. And then the following month in March, we're going to talk about emotional detox. So all of these are really, really great foundational classes, I think, in your education. Yeah. And if you haven't been to it, I'll just say, if you haven't been to an introductory class, you got to do that too. All right. So it's giveaway time. Kylene, do you want to pick our winner?
Yes, I went ahead and just counted everybody. Looks like we had 19 people that reported in that they texted the person that invited them. And
Cool.
so I just asked Siri to pick a number between 1 and 19, and it picked number 4. So should we say must be present to win? Because I know a lot of people, it's a little bit later. Oh, she's here. Cool. All right, Scarlett. I don't think there's anyone else named Scarlett on my team, so I think it might be the same one that's probably here from Wendy or from Tara. But what you can do is simply just put in the chat box your last name, and I'll look you up and get that mailed to you. Maybe that might be the best way.
Awesome. Congratulations, Scarlett. That's awesome. Okay, cool. All right. And I just had to end it with this. I love this quote. This is from Dr. Hill. I'm just bringing it full circle since he's the first class I went to and I talked about at the beginning. We all end up swallowing pills. You get to decide which kind. And I absolutely love that. And yeah, anyway. Does anyone else have anything you want to share before we wrap things up tonight?
How long ago you were a professional?
Scarlett Hatcher.
All
Oh,
right.
Hatcher. Okay, cool. Thank you, Scarlett.
Okay, we'll get that mailed.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you got a lot out of this class. You're going to be getting some resources soon. So look for that in your inbox, right? It's going to be emailed. Is that right, Kylene?
Yeah, it should be like 20 minutes, I think. Is
Okay.
what you should see
Nice.
it.
Okay, awesome. And I hope you guys can make it next time too. Next month, we'll be talking about metabolism. So, okay. Oh, thanks, Pascal. All right, bye guys. Have yourself a good night.